So here's a problem. A politician believes that 60% of voters in his district are going to approve a bill requiring sushi to be added to high school lunches. Sounds a bit fishy to me, but he got this idea because on emails he asked people to send in their feelings about this, and so many of the people said, oh yeah, we're in favor of that. But again, now that would be voluntary response bias, so it's hard to trust that. So you, knowing that there could be bias like that, you claim, I'm going to say that the proportion of people who approve of the sushi bill is really less than 60%. And so you decide to take a good random sample of 70. You find that only 34 of the 70 are in favor. So the big question, is this evidence to suggest the actual proportion of voters in favor is less than 60%? So to answer that, we're going to run a simulation. We're going to say every digit is a voter, and those are the breakdowns right there. And then every trial, we're going to take a string of 70 random digits, and we're going to count the number of 0 through 5s that were in favor. We'll record that for each trial, and then we'll do 63 trials because I had 63 kids have time to do this on their calculator. So here's what we're going to do with the simulation. So these then were the 63 trials of our simulation. Those X's are the number of successes in a sample of 70. So those are the kind of results that we should expect if we know there's a 60% success rate, because we set the simulation to have a 60% success rate. We use 6 of the 10 one-digit numbers to be a success. So that is the big idea. Those are the results we should expect. Now we look at the one and only actual sample we took. We got a number of successes at 34. Do you agree that is not a typical type of result coming from a population where we know the success rate to be 60%? So because it's not behaving like the kind of results we'd expect, and it's down to the left, this supports your claim that the true proportion of voters in favor of the sushi is less than 60%. Now, there is the mean and the standard deviation, theoretically, for how these results from samples of 70 should be distributed. And also then the interesting thing is I superimpose that blue normal curve. If we put the mean at 42 and we go one standard deviation left and right, so from 38 to 46, we should see about 68% of the results in there, and that's pretty close to what we're seeing. And then if we go 2 standard deviations over, well, if you go from 42 2 standard deviations over, that takes us to the 34. So remember the empirical rule, we should only see about 2.5% of the population at 34 successes or less, again telling us that it would be pretty suspicious for the true success rate, approval rate for these voters to be 60%, seeing as we got such a low result.